Oh nah. Bro, look at this. So, the government had this inquiry into the harm that young New Zealanders encounter online. They had this inquiry, right? I made a submission to this where I talked about how, children need to be educated on how to use the internet, how to use, how to respond to comments, how to respond to trolls, to bad faith and discussion. And the best thing to do is to just scroll on. I mean, that's the number one thing, is to scroll on. But basically, we have this inquiry. Now, let's go through this. Current laws are not fit for purpose. Address legislative gaps. Establish an independent national regulator for online safety. The problem is, and this is one of the underlying problems, is that most of the adults don't know how to respond to this stuff. They don't know how to respond to trolls, to memes. The adults don't know. The ones in charge don't know. Therefore, how can they possibly help the children? That is basically the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is that these people in government and inquiry don't know how the internet works. They don't know how to properly respond to hate online, to people saying the N-word online, and there's trolls everywhere. They don't know how to respond to it. And therefore they can't educate children how to respond to it. Online harm is serious and widespread. Says who? What is harm? What is real harm? Real harm is being scammed. That's real harm. Real harm is being scammed. Real harm is being harassed. I have been harassed before, by the way. I have been. I have been attacked. I have been scammed. I've had people try to blackmail me once. It sucks. That's real harm. Not someone saying the N-word, someone using hate speech, someone being racist. That's not real online harm. I'm sorry, it's not. You have to learn how to deal with the bad stuff. There's good people out there and the bad people out there. Now, in context, yes, there is serious harm. Yes, this is true to an extent. The problem is you have to properly define it. See, they get you by using specific definitions of words, so that what they say seems reasonable until they actually explain what they mean by it. All of this is reasonable until they explain what they mean by it. And you realize, oh crap, they've twisted it. So, harm can affect mental health, well-being, and development. Yes, it can. Therefore, introduce age restrictions for social media platforms. No! This is not an therefore. We're going, this is true. Therefore, oh. This is true to an extent. Therefore, oh. This is true. This is a true statement. It can real harm. Define harm properly. Harm can affect mental health, well-being, and development. Okay, cool. Therefore, let's just ban them. Let's just put age restrictions in. Because again, adults can't deal with harm. Adults can't deal with harm. Therefore, they can't teach their children how to deal with harm. Therefore, their solution, this is restricted so they can't see it. And then once they get to 16, then they go on social media. That harm is still going to be there. Or even worse, you're going to... there is this trend. All of these governments, Australia, UK, France, they're banning under 16s for the most part from social media. And then people like New Zealand and other places go, well, the international trends are showing that social media is being restricted, therefore we're going to copy them and follow the international standards. No. Just because France, UK, Australia, some places in the US are thinking about it, are doing it, doesn't make it correct. That's not how it works. We are being advised and restricted by people who don't know how to use the internet. I don't know who's advising these inquiries. I do question how many people were allowed to give an oral presentation and actually talked about the fact that this doesn't work. This is not realistic. Because now we've got, what's it called? Whack-a-mole. They're restricting social media, therefore people go to VPNs. Okay, next step, they ban VPNs. They've banned VPNs. People start making their own social media. Because with AI and open source, people can make their own social media platforms now. So you've got to ban that, you've got to ban that, ban that, ban that, ban that, and then the only way to properly enforce this is to have a full digital ID surveillance state. This is the only way you can properly enforce this. You cannot enforce this without a full crackdown, like China. You have to be like China, basically. Even then, China's not perfect, but China's pretty, tyrannical about this stuff, You can get nuked off the internet, put in jail, with using a VPN. But yeah, you can only properly enforce this by doing that, because people can make their own platforms. There's open source solutions out there. So people can just make their own platforms. And there's still going to be the same stuff on there. VPNs are not... VPNs is not tech savvy. That's not tech savvy. It is built into apps. It is built into most browsers nowadays. What is tech savvy is the tech savvy ones are going to make their own social media platforms. And they're going to beat you because they're going to make their own stuff. You can't keep up with them. And you're going to get embarrassed. The E word. Embarrassed. You got to get through to the governments. They're going to be embarrassed. Ugh. But okay. Yeah, actually, okay. This, I do agree with. I think deepfake technology is actually really bad. It's really problematic. Sorry, I'm losing my voice here, Jesus. Okay. Deepfake technology can actually be misused. I agree. Deepfakes is actually really concerning. It should be regulated. But again, people can just make their own open source solutions. So again, very, very hard to enforce. But I actually do agree with the sentiment here. Except, again, enforcement. Internet is the Wild West. AI makes everyone into super coders, super hackers. Well, top 10% now. So yeah, good luck regulating that. Algorithms kind of just designed to make money, obviously. I don't think, if anything, algorithms, specific ones, I'm more concerned about the political side of that. I'm concerned about political interference with algorithms, more so than this. Again, regulating. How do you regulate that? I want regulation on the political side, but outside of that, I'm not sure. The design of online platforms. Algorithm transparency. The issue with transparency with algorithms is that people will just beat it. People can beat the algorithm, and they'll keep getting ahead of it. And it'll be a game of cat and mouse. People that want to, they actually make it worse because people that wants to push harmful content can actually beat the algorithm. Don't assume people who push hateful content are dumb. They're not. You know, don't assume criminals are dumb. They're not dumb. Well, most are, but like, there's many smart ones, and smart ones will get ahead, and they'll beat it. This is not relevant. Young people are exposed to harmful advertising. Yes, to an extent. The gambling, specifically, gambling is quite a bad thing with young people nowadays. There's certain online platforms that promote gambling. Many. And they're like all based in one place. You know, one place in the, you know, in like the islands. They use a venue, and it's kind of rubbish. It's like they set up a venue in some place, I think like Curacao or something, and then they're like, oh yeah, we're based in Curacao. Then they're like, not even Curacao. They go there once a month or something, or once a year. Like one staff member in Curacao, and the rest of the team in like Dubai or something. It's rubbish. Parents want to help but lack clear support. Again, parents don't know how to deal with online hate. Um, that's kind of the tragedy. It's like we've got people in government that are like really just don't know what they're doing, don't know how the internet works, don't have a grasp on anything to do with the internet right now. Completely behind on everything, like 10 years behind on how the internet works. And the whole thing about trying to regulate social media, I mean, what's changed since 2010? 15 years. Now, suddenly they're trying it again. And they're just not listening. It's like they're in their own world. You know, they're created a bubble. And they're living in this alternate reality where the internet is just this centralized structure that everything can be controlled. And it's like, dude, that's not how the internet works nowadays. Most things are decentralized nowadays. Yeah, I'm sorry, but for people that want to restrict social media and like protect their children, it's not how it is, guys. You have to strengthen your children. You have to empower them. You have to strengthen them. You can't hide them from the world, because how are they going to deal with the world when they grow up? It's like you're going to get on social media at 16. Okay, well, first of all, it's currently 13, so it's restricted till 13. Okay, you want to push that to 16? What's going to happen at 16? The same stuff's going to happen. They're going to be struggling to deal with this hate. They're going to 16. They're going to be struggling because you didn't teach them anything. You restricted them. And now it's going to be the same thing. They're going to be, oh, we've got to restrict it to 18 now because we got to, you know, they're struggling. So, well, again, 18, 21, that's just, yeah, I'm sorry. You're being governed by people who have no idea how the internet works. This inquiry is the Education and Workforce Committee. The people in it have no clue how the internet works. I'm sorry. You guys have not been advised correctly. You guys have not been properly informed, and therefore you're going the same route as the UK, Australia is. I assume it's within incompetence. I can't sit here and claim that you're corrupt officially, but I can sit here and definitely claim that you guys are incompetent. You've made this recommendation that's bollocks, and I'm sorry, but you have to go back to the drawing board. And really, that's all I've got. So, yeah, thank you. See you guys. Have a good day.